What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be covering the SoFi stock, and we already know what is about to happen, guys. The SoFi earnings are finally here. I want to say I apologize for not making as many videos as I usually do, but I have been extremely busy with work. I run my own business, and I have just not had the time to film videos. But personally, I have actually felt a lot better not following the market every single day so closely. Of course, I still watch and monitor my stocks, a couple times throughout the day, but I'm just not so focused making videos every day, with the headlines that we got inside of the market, with the inflation data specifically, and then the Fed members coming out changing their opinions every other week. So, guys, I've been feeling really good personally, and I do feel very good for this SoFi earnings report. I want you guys to know I have a full position in SoFi stock. I've been, adding on the lows, the past 3 years, guys. This stock is very, correlated with interest rates, on the stock. That's what's happening with the stock. It's very correlated. But the business has continued to show strength while other companies, such as Upstart, Lending Club, many others, Enphase, even Tesla, have really been hammered down, by this environment with higher rates. SoFi has continued to see record revenues every single quarter, the past 8 to 10 quarters, and profitability has continued to rise. They were declining losses, did the big write off, and then now we're seeing, profitability. So, guys, I think SoFi, they have the bar set extremely low right now, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is extremely low bar what they put out for Q4. Extremely conservative when you just look at the revenue. They backed off revenue guidance from they hit 600 million and they backed it back down to 550 to 560. So this may be the first quarter that SoFi may not hit a record revenue. We might come in at like 570 to 590 or something like that. But then we may get a turn on a switch in Q2 with a guidance increase, guys. If you look at what NerdWallet was saying today, the NerdWallet CEO was saying a lot of good things about like the credit card defaults are finally starting to slow down and tamper off, and that's really good news. But he did say that lenders are still being very, very conservative, especially like the last quarter. But SoFi has those other revenue streams, such as financial services and Galileo technology platform. We just don't know what's going to happen this upcoming quarter, okay? We may see financial services ramp up. We may see Galileo, bring over some bigger clients and, see revenue really start to surge, 10 to 20 million per quarter, like a financial services. We may see lending not be as bad as what we expected. I'm not really putting out any expectations on numbers for this earnings, just because I really don't know the direction that SoFi is headed and if they're really going to follow, that macro guidance that they put out. But guys, I'm very, very excited, okay? I am very confident. If you've been looking at the way the CEO has been acting on Twitter, they put out that phone call to all the shareholders with the, full year updates and stuff like that. It looks like Anthony Noto is very excited for where this company is headed. The NBA right now, you could just tell it's paying dividends. They just advertised on the massive Lakers game last night, even though it wasn't a good game at the end. But just SoFi just continues to have brand awareness increasing, and they didn't have this, last year at this time frame. They only had the NFL, to really hammer down on the second half of the year. Now they're really booming up their, awareness in the first quarter. Okay, first half of the year. Okay, we haven't seen this yet, so I think we're going to see members, come in over 600 plus, okay? Second highest all time, I believe, and I'm very excited to see those numbers, guys. But understand the SoFi stock has been really, really affected by this macro PCE, CPI data every single week and month. But understand, we have finally separated ourselves, from what these other companies, are doing, okay? Remember, guys, Upstart put out an earnings report that was so bad, their stock was down 35, 40%. And SoFi went down 20% before SoFi released the earnings report. So our stock used to move 20% down before our earnings release. That literally was happening at one point. And now we are pretty much just moving away, from these other lending companies. And SoFi is continuing to see lending decrease and decrease. Okay, sooner or later, these bearish analysts are going to have to write articles about, hey, SoFi has dropped their lending from 80% to 40% of overall revenue or something like that. Start to talk about Galileo technology growing at a 30% clip or more, okay? Because they don't ever talk about that stuff because the growth hasn't been there. So, guys, once again, the SoFi stock has been in a massive scaling phase, still is in a scaling phase, but it has grown so large to where it can have profitability and still continue to spend 170 million plus in marketing, still turning profits, okay? That's what we want to see. You want to see the scale bringing on those members and still increasing profitability. I think where we're going to see is a triple beat, and you're really going to see SoFi, take a big shift in their earnings predictions and, increase that guidance. And that's what I'm waiting for. And I think this stock is going to have a lot of different sentiment because, guys, once again, the bar is extremely low right now. Once again, this is going to be a good video. Let's get into it. All right, guys, you can see it was a great day in the market to close out the week. S&P 500, 1%, Dow, 0.4, NASDAQ, 2%, Russell 2000, 1%, guys. So pretty much everything across the board was great. And look at SoFi, guys, up 3.69% on the day, moving a little bit in the after hours, plus 3%. Now, guys, understand the SoFi stock bottom around 690, so we're only up about, what, 12 to 13% from the 3-month lows. This stock hasn't had a crazy run-up. It's ran up for literally 2 days out of 90 days. So you see all these funny posts with all these, day traders and stuff and saying, everyone's getting greedy, greedy, greedy. It's like, dude, stocks used to run up 30, 40% before an earnings report, and now we're getting greedy with a 5-10% move for 2 days out of 3 months of just getting absolutely wiped out on calls, guys. The market is so bearish. Remember, the market has moved so much just because of 5 to 6 stocks the past 2 years have propped up the entire market. Just did my last video on the S&P 500. 300 out of the 500 stocks are red or up barely 5%, okay? That just shows you 60% of the S&P 500 is doing absolutely nothing. It's being propped up by those, mega caps, okay? Small caps like a SoFi or, mid caps are just not where we want them to be, okay? We've been hammered by these higher interest rates. And of course, guys, we just saw GDP slow down dramatically Q4 to Q1. That's going to bring rate cuts back on the table. We just need to get, 1 or 2 on the board for the year, guys. And it looks like it may be happening a little bit sooner. It's just a very confusing time we're in right now with inflation and interest rates and stuff like that, GDP. I really don't know the full details, but it looks like companies are starting to slow down dramatically. And you're seeing, once again, I keep saying the bar set so low. I'm going to show you another company that just absolutely exploded, and I was blown away when I actually looked at the numbers. So, guys, take a look. We want to see 1 cent estimate is what the analysts want. 1 cent EPS estimate. If we come in anything higher than that, guys, the stock's going to explode off Q1 earnings, and we already know SoFi is going to do the increased guidance. Just take a look at revenue, guys. Revenue is just so low. We haven't seen it this low in a while. 550 is the low. The high is 565. So the average is 556. They just did 600 million last quarter. So I'm looking for like 580, guys. That's my prediction. I said we're not going to go too much into details, but I just don't see SoFi pulling back that much quarter over quarter. They've gone up every single quarter. So if we come in anything over 600 million, guys, the stock's going up 30%. No questions asked. Of course, it's going to be a combination of Q1 earnings and guidance, but 600 is just going to get it ripping off the board because no analyst was expecting that at all. All right, guys, and it looks like, there was an uptick in short interest and then it downticked a little bit. So it looks like the last updated short interest, we're at 18%. So I want you to know this isn't the highest short interest we've ever been at, but this is the highest short interest we've ever had going into our earnings, okay? Now, I'm not calling for short squeeze or something like that, but, I mean, we could get something crazy. It's definitely possible. When I say something crazy, I think 40% would be the top end. Is that a short squeeze? I know some people think short squeeze is 100, 200%, but hey, 40% move. I mean, that's pretty insane on a company worth, $8 billion, but we may see something crazy. This is just high short interest, guys. I mean, there's no telling what the volume is going to be tomorrow or Monday. The volume could be like 300 million, 250 million or something like that. But the short interest is absolutely insane for what the company is doing. They just had $48 million profit. This number is going to come down eventually once SoFi continues to execute on fundamentals and, of course, a couple rate cuts in the back end. You may see this by the beginning of 2025 drop down at 10% or something like that. And you'll see, an upward trend on SoFi stock because of that covering continuously month over month. Now, guys, when I say the market, the bar is set so low right now, this is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Of course, I didn't watch these earnings, so I didn't know exactly what the headline was when it came out, but I saw Snapchat up 25%. I'm like, holy crap, Snapchat finally turned the table. You can see they said Snap share soared 23% as company beats on earnings, shows strong revenue growth. Guys, I'm thinking, holy crap, Snapchat finally pulled a Uber and finally turned like a massive profit after, bringing on scale and something like that. When I see beats earnings, I'm like, holy crap, they did it. 100 million profit or something like that. And you can see revenue increase 21%. Awesome. Daily active users up. Awesome. 10%. Net loss another 305 million, and this stock's up 25-30% compared to 329 million last year. Literally the exact same. Like, what the heck is going on? These guys are light years away from profitability. A $300 million loss, adjusted EBITDA of 46 million. Guys, this is how low the bar is right now inside of the market. Investors are looking for anything they can hear about good news to pile inside of a stock. And I think the timing right now couldn't be better for the SoFi stock with the GDP slowdown. And you're seeing companies like this, $300 million loss, up 30%. Guys, if SoFi is switching over to profitability right now, it's the perfect time to do so. And if they increase that guidance, it gets even better. Of course, there's more details of what we got to look at, loan sales, defaults, and stuff like that. But I'm looking for profit right now. If we continue to show profit before some rate cuts, guys, SoFi is just going to continue to get stronger and stronger and stronger, bringing over more deposits, cutting their warehouse facilities. The list goes on, but this is what I'm talking about with the bar is set extremely low right now. Taking a look at call options, guys, we can see we just ended the week today at 72,000 calls, puts 47,000, kind of low. Even for next week, I'm being honest, it's not too crazy at 148,000. I mean, it's a little bit excessive, but it's nothing crazy. Look, 2 weeks from now, you got the same amount of calls, out there, open interest. It's not that bad, okay? People aren't as greedy right now. It looks like a lot of people have exited the market and just, moved over to crypto and stuff like that. So I think, this stock could absolutely explode at 18% short interest with back-to-back profitability, okay? I think we have really removed ourselves from these other companies that cannot operate in this environment, okay? SoFi has diversification in their business model. They have proven that against a lending club, against an upstart, other companies as well. But I'm liking what I'm seeing for the call option flow for next week. It's not excessive. I really like that. And you guys can see we're following 130 stocks right now on the growth stock list. You can see Netflix, Datadog, Hood, Peloton, Raven. We're looking at after hours right now. We're not looking at the overall day. But if we just go all the way to the top, number one, we could see Lending Club's up 5%, and then SoFi's up 2%. So SoFi is up the most in the after hours. Looks like a lot of people are ready to see these earnings. We are going to get a big headline on CNBC because Cramer's been following it so aggressively with the convertible note deal. So, guys, the stock right now should be a little bit higher, maybe $10 to $12. SoFi, dug themselves that hole with that convertible note deal and, propped us down, 15-20%. And we were selling off for like 6, 7, 8 weeks. And, that's what really brought us back to these exact levels. But supposedly, from what the CEO said, the company's stronger now. They're going to save on interest payments. So I like the direction that the company's headed. And I am so excited to see these earnings, guys. Once again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are going to do a live stream for you guys early morning. Probably going to be up all night. Very excited for this earnings. I might do another video, but once again, let's do this Monday. This is a great investment, guys. The company's turned profitable, and I think they're going to continue to execute on profitability. If you made it to the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. I enjoyed doing this video for you. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button, drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be live streaming this earnings on Monday morning. It's going to be absolutely insane. Once again, my name is Kyle. Hope you have a great day.